and welcome back to a collector discussion. Today we have pretty exciting news for Hot Toys release, which is the 89 Batman and Batmobile, which is a shock to me because I thought they were completely throwing this line in the back burner. But from the positive reception the Flash trailer has gotten, I feel that this is why Hot Toys pushed it out now. And just a quick little plug as well. I started Instagram based on solely this channel, and I'll link that in the comments down below, and I'll throw it in the description. I'm gonna start doing more collection stuff with that, and I just got my Montage cases, and expect a collection tour. I'll probably do a part 1 because the stuff basically you can't see on camera is the stuff that has arrived. So I got a Montage case to my left and right and a D12 as well, full of stuff, and I'll probably show that off soon. As you can see behind me, I've chopped off the bookshelf, and Montage cases will go there later on in the year, and obviously the D12's there. That will be a part 2, but expect a collection tour as well, and I'm probably going to amp up a lot of photography and stuff like that on my new Instagram. So again, check that out and I'll appreciate it. And yeah, the big question today is this worthy of a reissue or 2.0? Is there changes that I particularly like? And we'll pretty much get into that now. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. I'll pull the pictures up now and we'll get right into them. So we've got the photos here, and the first thing I visually see different, aside from the really good diorama base, which I thought that was just a set piece for one of the Comic Cons. I didn't know it was actually going to be part of the pack. But aside from that, the cape is visually different. Is it better than the one we got all those years ago? I'm not too sure. I think it looks, I don't know. It looks like a fabric material sprayed with a leather-like look, but I still think it looks a bit too puffy. I like the texturing, it's just, yeah, it looks a bit too thick. It looks like you really can't manage to move it. It looks wired, which some people like. I think most people do like the wired capes. I personally don't. I think the wires ruin and give too much of a chunky look. That's just my opinion though. But if you are going to display it in a pose where the wind's blowing, obviously wide is the way to go for that. You get the classic 89 bat symbol, which has kind of the extra points here. I'm not fussed with that. It was actually illegal, right? That's why they had to use that symbol. It wasn't until the promotion of the movie they finally obtained the classic logo. That's why you see that in majority of the promo posters, and obviously you get this one in the movie. It was the legality reason. So yeah, the first thing I love is this diorama base. It looks really nice. It's kind of interesting actually looking at it now. So you get the traditional DX square, and it looks like it just chunks on. That's interesting. Because I was thinking of getting this diorama set, just getting the diorama and displaying it with my DX8 Jack Nicholson, because I think that pairs up better in comparison to Batman. But yeah, I really like the gothic look. Obviously, it's Tim Burton style. See, the cape looks alright here. But yeah, it looks better than the original one, but I still think they haven't quite hit the mark yet, because this cape in particular was supposed to be really thin leather to mimic an actual bat. And the texturing is kind of correct because it was supposed to mimic, again, the bat wings with the vein details and all that. So they've kind of gone a step in the right direction, but I don't think they have completely nailed the cape yet. The suit looks really good, and it does look like it's just a reproduced one of the older version, which Accuracy wise, I'm going to dive into that more as well, especially with this, because I really love Tim Burton's Batmans. I personally prefer the return suit, but this looks really good, but there is some inaccuracies, and again, I'll dive into that later on. But face value, this looks really good. Hopefully it doesn't have that leaking problem that the first batch figures had all those years ago, because that water problem was a big thing, especially for the first batch orders. So this is a quick tease here of the computers in the Batcave. I don't think that comes at all with this. Maybe an add-on, but honestly I don't think they'll probably dive much into 89. I think this and the Batmobile is probably all you're going to get. I doubt we'll ever get a Jack Nicholson again, just because of the rights and likeness rights. That's always been a struggle for majority of companies like NECA and Figure Arts and all the other figures that tried to do 89. Nicholson has always been excluded because of his price, I assume, with his likeness. So you get Vicky Vale there. You kind of get a bit of Easter eggs at the back there. I remember seeing in the Comic-Con version of this though, there was a Joker picture. And yeah, I can't see a Joker picture in the TVs at the back here. But yeah, it looks good. I doubt it'll be included though for a set. The stance looks pretty good. Again, it's Keating in the suit, so he was pretty stiff in both suits. He barely could move. Which is interesting to see the new trailer. Majority of it was CGI, especially him doing flips and all that. He's moving more in this new trailer compared to these two movies, which I find funny because he's much older in this movie. Hopefully this suit, you can actually achieve this without damaging it, where you can have the arms posed nicely flat and not have the kind of weird bodybuilder suitcase hold. But yeah, the suit looks nice on face value. It's just me being an accuracy nut job, and as well being a massive Batman fan, in particular 89 and Returns, I can point out the inaccuracies. But again, on face value, it looks really, really nice. So this is a good addition as well. When I move my cam just down here, you get interchangeable head sculpt faceplates, which I don't remember if we got 3 in the original set. I think we did get a battle damage with a bit of blood. I don't think to this extent, but there was a blood battle damage one. You get this one, which is weird because this looks like Val Kilmer. This doesn't look like Keating in my opinion. I think these two look fine. This one really nails it, which I think this is just the original one repainted and touched up. This one looks nice. This one looks, it's teetering where you can kind of see the Keating likeness, but the battle damage effect is really nice. This, in my opinion, looks like Kilmer a lot. So I don't know if Hot Toys just found this in the warehouse and accidentally forgot to put this one with the Kilmer set and just said, throw it in the Keating set. But to me, this just looks like Kilmer. But yeah, the cowl damage as well looks really nice, which the 89 suit always resonated with like a prototype suit to me, where it wasn't a perfect suit, and I've got screenshots of the original prop that I will show later on and compare it to the Hot Toys one here, because there is inaccuracies to them. I think the Hot Toys figure is too perfect to be the 89 suit, and I'll show what I mean later down the line, because the 89 suit again always had that prototype feel. So you get a good shot here, which is I think the same photography here. But yeah, this looks spot on the Keating. I think this also has the individual rolly eyes, so it would have the back cowl detached with a plate similar to the original one. But I think the original one had singular. This is going to have double, I think. You get the tease here of the Batmobile, which is nice. Again, much like the actual figure itself. I don't know if this is just going to be a straight copy of that original one, which I have heard that has a very cheap, brittle feel to it because it was the first vehicle Hot Toys did. So I don't know if they're just going to copy and paste that. I know Jazz Inc. have done a really, really good job so far from what I've seen with the accuracy. So I don't know if Hot Toys are going to try and compete with that or just, again, reprint the old one, much like they've done with this figure. This figure is pretty much a reprint of the old one, but hopefully they fix some of the rubber material because the peeling and the leaking problem was pretty big with this one. Speaking of them updating the suit, I don't think you could even achieve this with the old one. So yeah, maybe Hot Toys broke the prototype here to get this pose, or maybe they fixed the joints and made it more ratchet. That would be good too, because that was another huge problem, the articulation. I think now you can't even bend the elbows without them springing back because the rubber's so thick. But yeah, it looks really, really nice. It's interesting because I've got, again, the DX8 Nicholson Joker, and he's just on his own without companion. This obviously is the definitive companion piece, but I'm still on the fence if I want to get this or not, just because... Is it probably the only Keating Batman from 89 that we'll get? Probably. Is it accurate though? Not really, for my liking. And again, accuracy is where I'm at a collector right now, where I'm being really, really selective. And as much as I love 89 Batman, and as much as this looks good, it's not accurate for my standard. And it is a shame because it does look great. But yeah, this looks good. So you get like wood flooring too. So it looks like, again, you're getting that DX style square base, which, is this even a DX? I don't think it is. And yeah, you get these add-ons to it, which again is nice. You get a classic pose here of stiff Keating trying to shoot the gun, the grapnel gun. But yeah, it looks nice. It's not 100% accurate though. Classic shot here. Yeah, this is really nice. Do we get... I don't know if you get this flooring part of the Batmobile diorama. Maybe you do, the rock of the Batcave. That would be really nice to get like an oval style, almost like a statue. This almost reminds me of Iron Studios. I think they done a Batmobile in 1/10 with a Batman, pretty much this pose. And it came with a diorama little set. That looked nice, but again, I'm not a 1/10 collector. So yeah, you got a little fight stance here. Does he come with the accessories that the original had? Like, this version of Batman had like an extra plate that helped him punch people. I haven't seen that yet, so maybe we don't get that. It looks like you only get a grapnel gun, which is odd. So separate, roll the eyes. So yeah, okay, so they're separate. They're not singular like the old school one. Again, this just looks like Val Kilmer to me. I don't see Keaton at all in this. But this one looks pretty good. This one looks really good. It's just this faceplate looks a bit weird. 360? What? So this is the deluxe version. So this only comes with the deluxe set. Which... This is actually interesting because I don't know if a lot of people would go for the deluxe for this one, because if you would want him in the Batmobile, you probably wouldn't display with this. So that's interesting. Because yeah, I'm thinking of just doing what I said before, where I just buy this and connect it to the DX8 display base, because it's the same square DX style. So these add-ons can clip on to that exactly like this one. So I'll probably do that. Because, obviously, if you haven't seen the film, well, the film's old. It's not really spoilers, but this is basically where Joker falls off the building and dies. So I think this would be a great companion piece for my Jack Nicholson Joker. And I'd, again, just add the parts on. I don't get this gimmick, though, 360. Does the gargoyle spin? That would be a bit weird. Weird gimmick, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, it looks like... Oh, I don't know now. Maybe that goes on top. Yeah, that's weird. I don't actually know how this connects now. I don't know. Maybe you actually can't. No, you can't. This looks like it's glued on the actual display base. Either way, I think I'll probably still just get this and have Joker on this. Because, yeah, I doubt we'll ever get another Jack Nicholson Joker. I think the DX8 is probably the only Hot Toy figure I generally think that will never get remade again. Just because, again, that likeness right is insane. You get another shot here, I guess. It's a really good display base. I don't know if this could fit in a DTOF though. I don't think it will. Lucky my Jokers are in a Montage case now, and again, I got the new ones. I can throw this in easily. Maybe you can raise the shelves of the D12 glass to fit this in, but I don't think with this extra gargoyle you can pop this in a D12. Maybe you can pop the gargoyle off. Maybe then you can squeeze it in. That's if it is detachable. But yeah, it looks nice. Looks like stone. It looks pretty good, actually. So you get... Okay, so you get the grapnel gun attached. Obviously, this would be like the old school one where it's magnetized. You basically get the controller to the Batmobile. So you don't get that little force push thing that he uses. Okay, no, you do. You get it. Okay, so you get it here. Okay, so you do get all the OG accessories. You get the grapnel rope line, I guess. You get a couple of batarangs. The unique style Keating batarangs. So yeah, it looks like you get pretty much everything the OG one had. And you just get this as the add-on. I'm honestly more excited for this than the Justice League Tactical 2.0 reprint one they did a couple months back. This one's actually worthy of one because this is over 10 years old. I'm a bit disappointed that they just reprinted the same sculpt and they made it rubber once again, which is not really accurate to Keating's suit. But again, it's still visually good. And then yeah, if you display it like this will look really, really nice. I'm not a vehicle collector. I think they look a bit tacky in my opinion. I don't know, it looks a bit too toyish for me. But the figure looks really good though. And yeah, this is probably the iconic look here to pose them both. Oh, I didn't even know I had this. Okay, this is what I want though. I want old man Batman from the Flash. If we get that version of the suit, which is pretty similar to the return suit, I'd probably rather get that because this is probably like my definitive Keaton, the old man Keating. I really, really wanted the Batman Beyond with Keaton, and hopefully they don't just do this and just drop Keaton. Hopefully we actually get something more with him as this version of Bruce. But yeah, I have heard that McFarlane are doing a 12-inch statue line, much like the Black Adam stuff they did. I would probably lean more towards that because it's actually a material that won't rot. And because it's just a faceplate, you really can't screw up on that. I might touch up the face paint and do a video on that, make it look a bit more real life. But other than that, you really can't screw up a full black matte suit. So I'll probably get a McFarlane statue from them rather than a Hot Toys, just because again, it's going to hold up. So this is the actual screen used prop suit. And what I find interesting in particular with this suit is, like I said before, it's pretty much like a prototype Batsuit. Returns, in my opinion, is the definitive suit for Keating. And a lot of people don't know that the suit pretty much wasn't rubber. Batman Returns, the full suit was rubber, much like Batman Begins. They were full rubber suits. This version of the suit wasn't rubber. It was actually, and you can see it here, it's broken up into different parts. And it's attached on. And the suit part here is a mesh, a fabric mesh, and they painted it glossy. So it's very similar to Bale's suit in Dark Knight and Rises, where it's a mesh suit underneath and they added gauntlets that were foam and kind of like 3D printed, and it was slipped on. I think Hot Toys should have done that, because it would have been really good for articulation and the accuracy wise, and it gives that prototype look for the 89 suit. I mean, you can see the breakups here where they've put stuff on top of the fabric, and you can actually articulate if they done it accurate to this. Like even here, like this isn't rubber. It's much like the Dark Knight suit where they've glued paddings on top of a fabric suit. And obviously here you got the shin pads that slid on to the suit. They weren't rubber appliance. And as well, you got the Jordans that were spray painted black. And yeah, you got a close up here, and you can see that it's been applied on top instead of being a full rubber encased suit. And I think Hot Toys should have done something like this, where you can either Velcro it on the fabric or even magnets. I think magnets would have been awesome to do. Again, I think it's just a bit lazy for Hot Toys to just reprint old stuff. I think with the technology they could have done something like this. Also, the symbol is applied differently. Hot Toys kind of just have connected it to the cowl. You can see it's actually infused on the armor instead of a big cowl piece. Again, it's stuff like this that I want Hot Toys to tackle a bit more with the accuracy wise. And yeah, you can see here that it's applied differently. It's not one big suit. But again, for Batman Returns, this will be a different situation, because Returns was a full rubber suit. While here, it's not a full rubber suit. It's a fabric suit with parts overlaid on top. And again, Dark Knight Rises and the Dark Knight is probably the best comparison to this suit. And you can also see here the inaccuracy on the cowl part, where with Hot Toys here, they've applied it on the actual cowl itself. And then you got the screen used suit where it's actually on the armor and the cowl is separately here. Which again, something for me, again, where I'm an accuracy guy, I want that more accuracy thing. And I think Hot Toys should have probably updated this and changed it to more accurate representation of the suit. But yeah, again, for people like me that visually see this, it's an issue, but majority of collectors just buy shit and they don't really care about stuff like this. So again, you guys are probably winning. But for me, again, I'm a massive fan of film and props and Batman. And is this a definitive piece? For me, no, because it's missing this accuracy. And yeah, even stuff like the chest here, you can see is visually different to the prop used suit, where it's visually different here to here. But yeah, that's just me being it's not really an extreme nitpick, because you can visually see it's different. But yeah, overall, am I going to get this? Probably not. But I probably will get that display base and chuck it with my Jack Nicholson Joker, because I think that's a good pair up. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much it. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.